is quietly undergoing an energy revolution. From diesel dependencies to solar self-reliance, the humble irrigation pump is emerging as the centerpiece of rural transformation. What was once a simple farm utility is now at the heart of India's renewable energy push. The pumps industry, valued at 38,100 crores in FY25, is on track to approach 60,000 crores by the end of the decade. But the real action is in solar. A 16,500 crore market today, solar pumps are growing in double digits and could command nearly half of the total pumps market by FY30. This isn't just cyclical demand, it is policy-backed, structurally driven growth powered by government's flagship scheme PM Kusum. With millions of diesel pumps still to be replaced and over 100 million farmers yet to access irrigation, the long-term opportunity runs into trillions of rupees. This next phase of PM Kusum could accelerate installation even further, shifting government spending from recurring power subsidies to one-time capital support. In Deep Dive this week, we look into the solar pump revolution. We are joined now by Gopal Kabra, who is the MD at GK Energy. Mr. Kabra, thank you very much for joining us today on Deep Dive. To begin with, give us a sense of how this segment has grown. Solar pumps, it's integral part of agriculture irrigation system. In the last 3 to 4 years, we have seen both central government, pushing this, as well as now states like Maharashtra is also coming up with schemes so that solar pumps can be pushed. How lucrative is this, and how big is the opportunity?
First of all, thanks to invite me. And if you are talking towards the segment, solar agriculture pump more specifically, so this is the area where the thirst has been created in last couple of years only. After PM Kusum has been launched in year 2019 afterwards. The reason behind that, now the farmer, implementer and everyone understood the requirement of the solar agriculture pump. Basically, solar agriculture pump is a pump that can be deployed at any location. It's unlike other component of PM Kusum. So the success behind the component B, where we are working, solar agriculture pump, is due to immediate effect, profitable effect for the farmer. And these are the farmers, those who were not able to get the 24/7 good power supply. The power was not improper. So this is a perfect solution for them.
Mm-hmm. Give us a sense of the kind of economics that goes beyond a solar pump from a farmer's point of view, because of the cost that he has to incur as of now. I'm assuming that there's a lot of subsidization of capital cost which is coming in instead of earlier what government used to do is subsidization of power. So how does it change now from a cost perspective?
It's an improvement on the cost perspective, and if we see towards the price has been went down, then government, I believe for them it's going more better way because it's getting benefited for them to implement the more number. If you see towards from the PM Kusum component when we began, last PM Kusum Seki tender was 2,01,000 plus, which has been in Maharashtra's right now the leading state has been priced. Came up to 1,67,000. It's a positive indication, I would say, because of the volume has been grown. And government is going to get the benefit with this because they are able to implement at much more larger quantum into the provided amount.
From a farmer's point of view, how does a cost breakup happens?
It's vary from state to state. Some state have 5 to 10% on the lower side. 5% for the reserve category and 10% for the open category. And higher side, it goes up to 40 to 45% in current scenario, where the for the open category and the discounted percentage of somewhat for the reservation category. And this is the most benefited area where the farmer contribution is very limited. State and center is getting the more contribution. This is one of the major boosts for this segment because state is also getting benefited due to the power saving, their RPO obligation mitigation, Government of India is looking towards the food security, which is one of the major important subject for us in the current global scenario right now, I would say. Plus the environment, what we are committed, plus the upliftment of the farmer, which is what the base of the Honorable PM Sir, that they want to uplift the farmers, life. So life upliftment start from the the revenue going higher side, and the pump is able to provide them a water, which is for them is a major thing to cultivate the crop, and the crop get cultivated and their earning is going up. So it's a cycle of the improvement from one place to it's going on the circular side to get everything is getting improved every time.
Give us a sense of how what has been the growth like for implementation of this scheme, because from the data which we have, especially for PM Kusum, in FY23, the total expenditure made by the central government was around 800 odd crores, and this is a demand-driven scheme basically. So that has gone up to nearly 3,100 crores in November of 2025, and the government has kept a buffer of another 2,000 crores for FY26 in that scheme. So what is the kind of demand that you're seeing, and how are farmers adapting this scheme, and which are the states where you see maximum adaptation which is coming in?
See, as you already said that from 800 crore to it went to 2,500 crore with additional provision, and the coming year also provision is going up. So you also can see that the huge adoption speed has been multifold. It's not like only 20-30% jump, it's a jump of few 100%. That's why the the requirement from the government of India for the support of this scheme is going up. Why this is going up? Because we have been in the pump segment since very long, more than 10 years of the experience I have. The demand has been growing up year on year because the farmer whom we implemented 5, 6, 7 years before, their result has been seen by the other farmers, and this way it's a mouth publicity is going ahead and showing that how positively the farmer life is really getting changed. So it's a really good product that very well suitable for the scheme named Pradhan Kisan Maha Utthan Yojana. So farmer is getting uplifted, and that has been seen by other farmers. So demand is surging. So it's a hockey stick kind of the demand we have seen. In the state like Maharashtra, where the highest number of pump has been implemented. So still they have implemented most of the India's current year. If you say that they have more than 3 lakh pump has been implemented, still the demand of 25 to 30 lakh pump is there. So hence, they also seen, and we also looking towards that this will get replicated in the other state as well.
Do you see, in FY25, the total size of this market was for solar pump was around 16,700 odd crores. Now, and it is estimated that it will go up to 30,000 odd crores by FY30. Do you see more states coming up with schemes for this, for solar pumps? We've seen Maharashtra, we've seen some other states like Haryana and other states which are coming out with similar schemes. How are you seeing yourself as an EPC player for execution of this scheme?
Okay, let's first come on the scheme and first come on the benefit. Why the other states should implement it. It's not a regular kind of the program where it has been subsidized for the just for the giving the benefit to the consumer or the Indian citizen. This is a scheme where state, central, implementing agency, any DISCOM, the farmer who is the beneficiary, and the business person like who we are doing it, all are getting positive benefit out of it. That's why the demand will be growing then more than the speed what we have seen. Now, why the Maharashtra's replication shall be done in the other state? If you see towards the MSCDCL has reduced their agri losses, whatever that has been there, and they are able to save the cost on the maintenance side also. That grid infrastructure, rural infrastructure, what was having the overburden, that has been got reduced, and that is resulted them for the saving on the infrastructure, repair and maintenance. And this kind of the benefit is definitely is getting studied by the other state discoms, and other state discom will definitely, push for themselves to turn their losses into the profit. That's a point number one. Second point, every state wants that their farmers should able to, make themselves self-sustainable. How long we will keep our farmer dependent? Let's make them a, self-reliant, self-sustainable. So what is required? They need the water. So they have the land already. They need the water. This is a basic need, I would say. Other requirements are there, agri infra and everything is we are building it. But while building the agri infra, if we are able to bring, few crore of the farmer into the mainstream for the whole year production, then definitely that is going to support the country's economy. So we have been the कृषि प्रधान देश से आज भी हम वही है, because food don't have the replacement. Might be infrastructure or the vehicles or other thing may have the replacement, but food don't have the replacement.
So give us a sense, you are an EPC player. What is the kind of order book that you have, and between the time a farmer applies for this scheme and by the time it gets executed, what is the kind of timeline that you normally see?
See, timeline is generally vary from around 3 to 6 months after getting the order, because once we get the LOA, farmer selection takes place, then site survey goes. After site survey get approval, then work order get issued, and from that the timeline start from 60 to 120 days, depend on the tender or empanelment. So some empanelment says within 60 days, some says within 120 days. That's why I said that 1 month to 2 month process goes for the earlier process, what I have mentioned you, till the approval for the each farmer goes and we get the work order. And after that, the 2 month is bare minimum required for us to implement it. So around once we get the confirm order, it take around 4 to 6 months to implement. After we are getting the work order.
There are a couple of components here. There's a component where you can connect your solar pump to the grid, where the energy goes there and you can use. The other is off grid, which Maharashtra is also using that, which is the one which has been used more, and from EPC player, which is more lucrative for an EPC player.
See, being EPC player, I'm flexible. I'm happy to install because we are not having any manufacturing setup. Whether it's a grid connected USPC base or it's off grid, both any pump we are ready to do install. We have been doing the installation. But if we look towards the actual thoroughly why the off grid is more suitable, reason is that we don't have the stable grid or the proper grid infrastructure across the state in the country. All states don't have the perfect grid infrastructure. So if we start putting up the power from the various points rather than few stops, it may get the subject, because the rural grid is not stable, infra is not proper. So component B, which is the off grid, is suitable. But yes, in that component B, there is another product can be developed. Whenever the farmer is not using the system for the pumping, that time this can be utilized for the other product requirement. Like they can use any single phase controller. That controller can run their kadba kutti or their cropping or any of the machine. They can use a small solar fridge as well, because the solar module has been already implemented. So I think government already is thinking on that side. We are also giving the certain input on this side, because we also want that the product we should be able to utilize 100%. Then it makes for us also satisfaction. Yes, the product what we have given, which is getting used around 80% already, remaining 20% also we should be able to use, because we see being mindset that we want to deliver the Mercedes product into the Maruti cause. This is what the mind we are building for the developing our business, for the developing our nation. So volume and the customer base, which have the largest thing available in our country, that is the plus point for us, and that should be utilized very well for the all side of the growth in the agri sector. This is my belief.
It is estimated, sir, that we have roughly around 8 million diesel pumps in the country. And that could be an opportunity to replace them with solar pumps, which is there. Do you think that there will be more aggressive actions or policy actions will be taken by many state government to ensure that all these pumps get replaced with solar pumps? Or how easy it is for replacing diesel pumps with solar pumps?
See, diesel pump, it's very easy to replacement because diesel pump is the place where they are using the pumping with the diesel. But I have the one of the another more opinion on that side, that India have almost 10 crore plus farmers. Out of that 80 lakh farmers or 8 million, what you have said, have the diesel pump. And might be around, let's consider with all the number we have around 3.5 crore farmer has been got the any source of the pumping. So I would be having the opinion that those who have some kind of the pumping, let's keep them there. Those who don't have any source of the water pumping, we should first target them. So basically, we have the three category. One category have the grid connection, maybe unstable or stable, that's leave it. Second category, we have those who are using the diesel pump. Third category, we have nor they are using diesel pump, nor they have the grid with them. So for them, giving the solution of the off-grid solar pump is the right thing, because we can bring that area under the annual cultivation. Right now, we are able to take only monsoon with that, monsoon-based crop. So this is my opinion. Rather than diesel, let's concentrate 5-6 crore or the 50-60 million of the customers or the farmers who don't have the pumping solution. And that's what the market I'm looking towards it.
How do you look at storage? Because that's also one of the issues, right? Because during monsoons, you need to have storage so that you can use it later. Do you also look at, is this scheme also looking at storage of energy as well so that it can be used subsequently?
See, any storage, if you want to bring, it will add up the cost. And in agriculture, we have the utilization of the farmer goes in the daytime only. They don't go into night time. And whenever the monsoon we have, that time rarely farmer need the water. So farmer don't need the water when the monsoon is there. And you do the cropping or whatever the work into the field in the daytime only. So I don't want that unnecessary cost should go up. So, benefit will go to the limited people. I'm of the opinion that cost should be reasonable, that so it can be expand to the, as many as the farmer we can reach in the country. Because we have to target, just like carbon neutrality, we have made a target that, okay, by certain year, we want to be carbon neutral as a country. We should plan that after a certain year, we should have every farmer have the pumping solution. So he can develop his own economy and he can develop his own faith with his own hand. He should not be dependent on the subsidized thing in the long tenure.
And how do you look at using the same solar for household use as well? Because that's also something which many farmers can do, right? Because you have their households are very closer to the farms. It can be used for dual purposes. In that sense, what is the kind of utilization have you seen in your experience, and whether this increases the entire RE footprint across the rural India?
What you have said is right, but it is applicable to the certain percentage, which is very limited percentage. But that limited percentage also that to be get utilized. So primary, I would say, rather than utilizing for the home energy, farmer have the other requirement also. They have to, their cattle feed to be, cutting, chopping. Then they need to have some storage where they can keep it cool. So that basically our intent that farmers' income should grow. So how we can grow his income, commercial benefit to be provided. So commercial benefit, let's assume he buy the 30,000-40,000 rupees deep freezer, DC based deep freezer, where he can keep the cash crop deposit there, where he can keep the animal, revenue, animal feed revenue or the milk or any other thing into the storage. And he can sell into the next day or after 2-3 days. So my opinion, prima facie goes to there, because for the residential, we have solar rooftop. under PM Surya Ghar Yojana is already going on. So let's not mix it. But if yes, farmer is not able to use the 20% of the time apart from the pumping into any other requirement, then if he is using, then if government permits, because component B does have the permission in some places may not have. If viable, then yes, it should be used. The product is yet to be commercialized in the market. That is not commercialized, and the economical scalability has to be arrived. Once that will arrive, yes, it can be used.
And how do you look at from a point of view of the farmers, basically, how many, we have seen that the government numbers have said that nearly 2 million solar pumps have been installed, and the aim is to install another 1 million pumps this year. Do you think that this is a 50% jump from what we have done already so far in the last few years? This scalability will continue for the next few years, and as the economic benefit not just to the utilities or to the government, because of the power subsidies, which is an annual one for them, comes down. It's only a one-time capital cost for them. So do you see the growth going on at a sustained rate for the next many years in this field?
Yes, just before some time we discussed that we have around 60 million farmers who don't have any water pumping solution for the whole year for having the crop. So it's very simple. Whether you have a water or you don't have a water. If you have water, you can take the 2 crop, 3 crop, cash crop also. So if as a country we should be agri-independent, we should able to grow our rural economy, we should make sure that the farmer should be self-sustainable, then yes, the growth is there. If somewhere the policy says that they are not concentrating on this subject, then definitely growth may not be there. Now coming to the subject, the PM Kusum 2 million or whatever the number you have said, current year 1 million if you are saying in coming year. So I would say that industry is capable. We around 60 to 100 people are there, where the EPC, manufacturing, all kind of the players are there. We will be able to deliver the all 1 million pump in the year. That we can try definitely to deliver.
Because this is part of the PM Kusum 2.0, that they want to go to 3 million in subsequently from 2 million, which has been achieved. When I look at the entire value chain from the point of view of a manufacturer and EPC player, where do you see maximum value lie, and where do you see maximum returns come in?
See, it can be differ of the opinion, but with our experience, and if you see our books, it shows that the EPC is the best suitable product for this complete value chain, basically. And we feel that we have the flexibility. We can procure the pump, motor, controller, all the components from the various player, and we can do the installation, right? And other segments see that those who have the manufacturing segment, they see that we are end-to-end, backward integrated. So both have their own advantage in the market. So if I see personally why we didn't enter into the manufacturing, so I see that there are ample of the manufacturing is available. So, and ultimately, it's a game of the doing installation in the ground. If you don't do the installation in the ground, it doesn't make any difference whether I'm a manufacturer or whatsoever it is. So the maximum value is added by the EPC player in the whole segment.
What is the kind of margins that you work on, and what is the kind of order book that you have as a GK Energy?
See, my past has already shown that when I'm talking about the PAT is around 12% plus minus 1% is what PAT we are working, and 20-21% is the gross margin we are working already. It
was a pleasure talking to you and understanding the entire sector as well. There's clearly, an energy revolution which is happening in the agriculture sector, and that's bringing in more players and is benefiting not only the government from a subsidy point of view, but also the farmers with respect to generation of income for them, and a reduction and more stability in the kind of agriculture farm production that they are doing. Thank you very much for joining us today on Deep Dive.
Thank you.
Well, yes, the Indian pharma industry industry is at the cusp of a massive opportunity, and it's all because the patent for semaglutide is set to expire in India towards